Hello, people of the world watching the internet. Welcome to this. An abandoned car. Make that 2 abandoned cars.
First start in over a year in an abandoned Subaru. Will it make it 5 miles?
Of course it will. It's a Forester Gump. That's what Gumps do. They run.
If you're new and you'd like to get caught up on why this thing has been stuffed in a storage unit for the better half of a year, up above is what started it all. It's water from a mop bucket.
Seriously, I think the very first video that took off on my channel was on the Forester's Exhaust. And today, this has to happen because I got this new guy fresh from Japan. Yeah. Now this is not sponsored because literally nothing on this channel is ever sponsored. I just like pissing money away. Now if you notice on the plaque for this muffler, it says HKS EJ20T. Now HKS does make a catback exhaust for the SJ Generation Forester XT. However, I purchased the JDM VAB Generation STi catback exhaust system from them. And then some of you are probably confused why, but it has to do with the diameter of the piping. Both vehicles are based on the same unibody chassis, so they both fit. However, as you will soon notice, there is a major difference between the two. Ooh, that was spicy. The muffler deletes served their purpose, but they really weren't the greatest quality. Goodbye. Geez, literally every gasket I had was leaking. Also, tech tip, exhaust hanger removal tools, best thing ever. I felt since I have so many HKS components on the Forester already, it made sense to go with an HKS exhaust. Ah, nice. The question you're probably wondering is how do I know that this is gonna fit before I spent all that money on it? And the reason why I know is because you can take a stock STi or WRX exhaust system and bolt it on a Forester, or vice versa. New gasket. No. The exhaust shape peg goes in the exhaust shape hole. Use your head. Fun fact, this exhaust gasket is the same diameter as my camera lens. Also, I have a pair of earrings that look just like this.
I guess that's pretty cool, yeah.
Now this is the part that usually doesn't work between the Forester XT and an STi or WRX because those cars are generally a twin tip. However, this specific model, the super turbo muffler of the HKS for the STi, has a single tip instead of dual. So it might actually fit the back bumper. Might. I got one finger in. All the blood's running out. However, this is untested. At least I think it's untested. I don't have hours to just browse random internet forums or Facebook groups, but you know an exhaust company is good quality when you buy their system for the wrong car, yet it still fits. That's what's up. It fits, and clears the factory opening in the back bumper cover, just barely. Now the system that HKS sells for the Forester XT has a much smaller diameter mid pipe, and that's presumably because it's for a stock tuned Forester. And I personally wasn't super crazy about how it sounded based on the sound clips. These FA20 cars are kind of hard to get them to sound good. It looks so much better having mufflers back here now instead of that stupid muffler delete that was on it. Oh yeah, I like that. Now that is a proper looking exhaust system. So much better quality than what was on there before. By the way that fits, you would not be able to tell that was designed for a WRX STi. I mean, that is perfect. Look at the muffler angle flows with the bottom of the bumper cover and everything. It's a good looking tip too. More parts. I have so many boxes that say Gump on them. I don't even know which one to choose. Gump, 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 Gump. It's like Christmas for this thing. Also, it's the second day in this video. I had stuff to do. I don't know what any of this stuff is. It's been so long. Subaru genuine parts from Japan. For those of you that are not aware, the SJ Generation Forester overseas in Japan and a couple other Pacific Rim nations were offered a very limited production run of a Forester STi TS edition. TS means it was tuned by STi. It's not a dedicated STi model with a different engine, but they had a catalog full of accessories for that Forester, including the brakes, which you already have, a full interior, and some other performance upgrades. Just had to explain what the TS model designation stands for in case there's inevitably some forum warrior out there that is like, oh, it's not a real STi. All this stuff is genuine Subaru parts with the exception of the HKS goodies. STi stiffener. We're talking about Subaru stuff here still, just in case you're wondering. I guess I could have left this thing up in the air. Oh well. So these guys right here go under the vehicle. They might look like the fingers of a robot, but disassemble. Oh, I gotta clean under there. The engineers at Subaru's STi division, Subaru Technica International, developed this part right here, which allows for some movement in that brace. It's called a flexible draw stiffener because it's flexible and you can draw on paint with it if you really want to destroy someone's paint job. That was a really bad joke, I'm sorry. Obviously, I gotta at least wipe up this area some. I think I am gonna dry ice blast the bottom of the Forester. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do a dry ice blasting on the Forester. Because I cannot read Japanese, I'm going to install this blindly. No instructions. I love that it came with fresh, brand new, genuine Subaru bolts. The little 8 on the head. It's grade 8 JIS, or equivalent. I don't know, their grades are a little different. Like that. Wait, I think it goes on this side. Spans the gap. Ah, no, I have it mixed. This might seem pointless to some of you, but you know how rare this thing is gonna be when it's like 30 years old with all these unobtainium parts on it? Little yellow paint mark right here. I'm fairly certain Subaru already pre-adjusted these things. It'd be kind of dumb if they didn't. I imagine they did. Ah, clean. Shapes, Sarah, shapes. This has to go on the other side. That's the only way that fits. The purpose of these STi rear draw stiffeners are to apply moderate tension between the unibody structure and the rear suspension components, which were all areas that the fine people at STi determined were weak links, which will increase chassis rigidity while also allowing for it to still have a comfortable ride and increases steering feedback, especially when used in conjunction with the upper strut tower braces and upgraded anti-sway bars, which I already have. Lastly, they included these guys, these little rubber flapper doodles and a handful of clipper doodles. Doodles are technical terms. The factory braces had these little plastic arrow shields so wind wouldn't get inside there and disturb the flow under the vehicle. You can see how that would happen as air is channeled underneath here. It'll get directed inside that hole. You know, let's probably actually just keep rocks from getting in there so you don't end up with a beach. Now that that is installed, I have more. In this box is instructions. Are you serious? So there is adjustment to it. I'm not crazy. Oh, the front one is different. Now with the rear draw stiffeners, they act more of just a chassis rear suspension brace. This guy acts more as an engine torque damper of sorts. And for those of you that appreciate symmetry, you're not gonna appreciate this because it only goes on the passenger side. Ooh, that hurt my ears. Okay, that goes like that, and points towards the rear. Also, new factory hardware. This brace must be removed. Obviously, I can't just install these parts without cleaning up here as well. Granted, it definitely needs a lot more cleaning than what I'm able to do in just this little bit of time. To account for the extra thickness of that plate, Subaru's engineers decided to put a washer up in there. That's actually really smart. Washer. And this guy goes like this. I have now stood up underneath this tire and drove my skull into it 3 different times, all off camera, thankfully. And then unlike the rear, the front ones have adjustment specs because I think it's more critical. My fucking skull really hurts. 100 fig Newton meters. $60 Nm. The hardware in the back is like, what about me? That's 33. I'll go torque to rear. Rear's torqued. That's 12 millimeters right there. This is such an adorable little wrench. It's only 6 millimeters. It's like 14 and a half. This takes 6 Newton meters. That's so minute. I'm just gonna. I'm sad alone in a lonely garage. Totally emotionless because he's a car. Dum 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 da dum. More genuine Subaru parts from Japan. Look at that! I got STi bolts. That's what's up. Last thing I need is my subframe getting all out of whack from doing this. There you go. Off. So now you can see the difference between these rear subframe braces. This one is just a piece of flat stamped steel, whereas this one actually has bushings in the middle of it, and it's allowed for this thing to flex as the suspension needs to. So not only is it stiffer, it is flexible where it needs to be when it needs to. I'm not making innuendo here. Ooh, gentle. It goes like that. My STi bolt. How bougie is that? I'm guessing these are torqued to yield, that's why I gotta replace them. Oh, holy shit. Go. Welcome to day number 3. There's no way I'm getting all these parts installed in one video. I have like 3 more days worth of work right there. I gotta do a leak check for our leaks first, and keep in mind, this thing's got like year-old gasoline in it. I gotta put fresh gas in it. Here goes. There shouldn't be any leaks because these type of exhaust gaskets are actually gas-filled rings and they seal super well. No leaks, good to go. As far as the exhaust goes, it is quieter inside the car with absolutely zero drone now. It sounds good in here. I guess the best way to describe it is it sounds refined and clean. That's kind of like how the suspension upgrades feel too. Everything just feels refined. There's one more thing I want to do in this video just because it's bothering me. These, yeah. Also a genuine Subaru part. You cannot install new parts on a dirty carpet. That's a thing. I'm making a thing. This is not a detailing video, but if I'm gonna do something and it's dirty where I'm gonna do it, obviously this is gonna happen. This isn't going too far away from the door sill. I still gotta clean this. Well, if I'm gonna clean the door sill, I gotta obviously clean the door panel because that's like within a radius of acceptability, where even though I'm not detailing the interior, this is not deranged. Okay, that's better. I need to make sure the sill has no wax on it. Align plastic trim, right side of sill plate. So I align that right there. I want this closer to the edge because, I mean, it's got to be functional. That's usually where you clip it with your shoe. Floor mat back in there. I got enough time for one more part. One more part. And just like everything else in this video, another genuine Subaru part from Japan. This is good. This is like opening Christmas presents. Oh yeah. When I installed the STi Recaros in here, that was only half the battle. There's still a lot of the interior that is not correct in here. That is still just regular Forester stuff. This is all one piece. This is the entire... And I said this was gonna be the quick and easy job. I can only imagine how fun the rest of this stuff is gonna be. Aha! I found it. It's ironic to me that you don't see more videos of people doing interior upgrades to vehicles, considering that's where you, the person that paid for the thing, spends all the time. Screw doing the outside so other people can have something good to visually look at. I mean, sure, the outside of the car matters, but all it really does is impress other people more than it does you. I guess maybe I don't make sense. I don't know. Yep, that's all there is. Old, which is just a hard vinyl. New, which is actual leather with the correct color stitching to match my Recaro interior. It feels so much soft. There's way more padding to that too. That's gonna be comfy. Not only does it look better, it's comfy better. Oh, that is so much better. It just ties in nice and subtle now to the seats with that red stitching. And it slides. Approve. Now I just gotta do the rest of the stuff. I got half those installed. There's still about 4 or 5 more boxes for the Forester up there, along with a couple more parts that I ordered yesterday for it. Also, I'm going to delete the roof rails because most of the STi TSs did not have roof rails. You could opt them for it, but I don't want this to look like an off-road utility vehicle, so those gotta go. With that said, if you're waiting for me to get back to work on that guy, still waiting on parts for it, although I probably have another video I can do in the meantime. And yeah, I'll have another Forester Gump video some time from now. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon with another video. Bye!